The meditation team was invited to occasionally share IMC3 reflections, which we've had here before, so that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. I attended C3 for the first time in 2005. I was going through a divorce and I needed support and wanted support for my children. C3 was still in its original building in Spring Lake. Ian Lawton was the pastor, assisted by Associate Pastor Bob Kleinhexel. I came a few Sunday mornings, especially for the divorce support group that met afterwards. I loved Ian's unique perspective and his irresistible Australian accent. And I have a fond memory of a Mardi Gras celebration with music by Steve Wiedemann and big balloons in the sanctuary. But I primarily attended on Sunday evenings when there was a meditation service. It was a quiet, soft place to land, and nicely the youth groups for the kids met at the same time, so I could bring them for some connection too. I returned a few years later at a different stage of my life when my new partner Craig and I were looking for a spiritual community and a place to make friends. And C3 was in a very different stage, having moved to this location. And Ian was moving too in his beliefs and teachings toward agnosticism and atheism, which I, but not everyone, eagerly followed. Brian Vander Ark was the music director, and C3 had fully transitioned to the guest musician format with occasional community singing. As a musician, I was thrilled at the exposure to so many great musicians and at the opportunities for myself to play the piano and accompany the short-lived C3 choir. Marianne and Jim Fisher brought other opportunities with their Red House concerts to learn about many more musicians, some of whom I still follow. Valerie and Ira Engelchus became our very dear friends, and many others became friends and acquaintances, especially through the Dine with Nine dinners. Knowing from experience that volunteering is a great way to both meet people and give back, I soon became a committee member, then a board member for 2 years. I remember it as a vibrant time in our community, and I loved being part of it. The third time I came to C3 was in 2021, after we returned from living in Oregon for 6 years. Despite Oregon's liberal reputation, I never found anything close to C3 there. Having been very isolated by the pandemic and the distance, I was overjoyed to return to the welcoming embrace of so many familiar faces. Shortly after, I once again needed the community's support as I walked through my second divorce and a serious betrayal. But again, knowing the value of service, I joined the gathering host and meditation teams and resumed attending the Dine with Nine dinners and have met many more wonderful, wonderful people. I am C3 repeatedly for many reasons. First and foremost, because of the people I've gotten to know and how remarkable, loving, and service-oriented they are. C3 is, above all, a caring community that has supported me in good times and bad. And I am C3 because this community has evolved in its spiritual framework in ways that have paralleled my own. This has happened with great intention, deep discussions, and oftentimes with strong disagreements and loss of members, which has also paralleled my own personal spiritual journey. Finally, I am C3 because I want to see this community continue to be here for others who, like me, need its love, its inspiration, challenge, activism, and sacred space.